Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hanging with Howie. Before I introduce my guests, I'd like to acknowledge our longtime sponsor, djeventplanner.com. And you can find those hyperlinks and the other sponsors down below when this is published to YouTube. And, if you click on the hyperlink there, that kind of helps us stay on the air and give you free content. So let's see. I go right to left. We have Buddy from Chicago, and we have Aaron from the Great White North, Canada, and we have Matt from what is it, Georgia, because you're right on the line of the Carolinas, and that I understand that because I'm on the border of Jersey and Pennsy. And of course, we have my road dog.
Hey, road dog.
Road dog.
Mr. John Colley.
Hello.
And let's see, two more guys to go. We have Matt, our famous insult comic. And of course, all the way from Cyprus, we have Alex the Bubble in here tonight. So, you know how at the end of the show I say, hey, leave us a comment if you have something you want us to cover. So I do have a question here, and it says, how do you handle friends and relatives wanting your services for little, like zero money to a huge discount type thing? And that's I don't know, boy, I know there's gonna be disagreements on it, but so who would like to go first? Go ahead, buddy. Do you do that?
Actually, yes, I have done that. Having a daughter and having a granddaughter, have some parties, having a couple brothers, they having events. For them, again, it's direct, close family. So again, it's do you charge your daughter? Do you charge, they're not asking for much. Hey, can you bring a speaker? Okay, bring a Maui 5, can you play some music? You're not DJing, you're just basically playing music, and I have the equipment. It's like, okay, no problem. I will take care of that. I will make sure you have, some music there. Friends asking for services. Every time I had friends ask for it, they always like, no, what is your rate? What do you charge normal people? And I'm like, hey, I can't charge you full price. I just got to cover my cost. That's all I'm asking for. I'll charge you X for this. And those are here and there kind of things. They're not a weekly, monthly, or, you're probably maybe talking once or twice a year, if that. And that's the thing you have to look at. You got to do what's best for your business, and you have to look at what you want to do. I would always say, if it's a friend or someone who, a relative that's not close to you, charge what your cost is. And this goes back to what BSR always says, know your cost of your services.
Right.
And at least cover your costs. That way you're not trying to make money on them. You just want to cover your fees to cover that day. Even they say, hey, you know what, let me at least cover gas for you, or diesel, whatever you burn in your vehicle. At least, say, hey, can you at least cover that for me? Just something. Because again, we've said before here, I know you said before, Howie, the people who get it for free usually don't appreciate it.
Right.
And friends usually don't get advantage of friends, but they also feel bad if you're giving it to them. They're like, wow, why am I getting it for free? I don't want it for free. Usually they want to pay something. So listen to them, talk to them, and they really ask, and you're like, hey, okay, my cost is $500. That's $500 for the event. If it's, whatever it is, it is. But I definitely would say, friends and family, again, they're not bugging you. They're just asking help. Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
They're coming to you because you're an expert.
Who's up next?
I guess I'll take a pass at it then.
Alrighty, sure.
All right. No, I've done family events before. Road dog. Like my aunt's 60th birthday, and they were like, "Oh, how much you want for it?" I'm like, "It's her 60th birthday." If I have nothing on the calendar and there's no conflict with another customer, I'm just happy to do stuff like that. My daughter's 25 now. She's at the age where she's got all these friends that are getting engaged and there's weddings lining up. I said, keep feeding me work and I'll take care of all you people. I'll make sure I'm under what any other DJ would charge them in the area. And she's been to a ton of my parties and she knows we can tear it up. So it's not like they're not settling. They're actually, they're getting something of value for what they're spending. Just generally, it's, it's not, you're not really being taken advantage of. It depends on how tight your family unit is. We're at the age now that most of our elders and above are either, passed and gone. So now it's the generations, it's our kids and their kids' friends. And that's the new pyramid of where the work's coming from. So if something comes your way, you take it. Don't be just, so closed-minded. You say, well, I don't work for family or it's an investment you're making back into yourself because it only grows more business. And it's people that you generally know that you'd want to work for. It's not like a cold call where it's some kind of stranger that you don't know, haven't met, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. I say take the work. And as long as you're not already booked for something, I have them even move dates to get that party with me. So it didn't interfere with something I had on the calendar. So just, yeah, go for it, I say.
Thank you, John. Alex, I believe you had something.
Yeah, reiterating what both Buddy and John said. When it comes to doing events like this, does it cost you money? Well, there's two levels. There's your running costs, and are you turning down a job that's going to be paying full money? To do a job that's going to be costing you no money. Or earning you no money, i.e. a family. So it's like, if you turn down a wedding or whatever you do, a booking that's 500, 1,000, whatever, then you're doing a family job, but then you're also, losing out on that other booking to do something for free. My mother's birthday, for example, I turned down work for that because it's your mum. It's when it's close family, parents, siblings, children, things like that. It's different. If it's your second cousin twice removed, then you can look at
one who doesn't send you a Christmas card, that bastard.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm going to charge you $100 for every year I didn't receive a Christmas card.
All right, we got two left. Who wants to go?
Matt, if you want to go, give her.
Yeah, so I think it's really in line with what Alex said there, as far as you weigh those opportunities too. It's like, yes, you may want to do a favor for a good friend or a close family member, but sometimes that's not always feasible or logistical to where you're at. But at the same time too, you have to consider that sentimentality, and you have to consider what that opportunity means to that relationship as well. So you could end up taking another gig and making bank that night and just feeling lousy that you weren't there for that occasion. So it's really do what's best for business, yes, but also do what's best for your heart in those cases. And I would generally do those things for less for people I'm closer to. Either at cost or it just all depends.
Right. All righty. I guess it's up to you, Aaron.
Yes,
go ahead.
Sorry, I'll add something after Aaron. Sorry.
Sure. No, it's all good. It's all good. So I'll go into this I've been through this a few times, and just from my perspective, and what John said, it depends on the level of the relationship of who's asking, because there is like Alex said, if it's for your mom, you better be doing it for nothing and still packing her bags out after.
And bring flowers.
If you ain't looking after your mom, you're in the wrong business. You need to look after your mom and your grandma. But if you are doing it for, like John, your second cousin or whatever, twice removed kind of thing, I have found through personal experience, if you do it for nothing, they value the services at nothing. And a lot of times you'll get taken advantage of or not taken seriously. back in the old days before social media, they didn't see what you did, and they didn't realize the level that you're at and your competency and your professionalism. And they didn't, you come in with your big system and the lights and it's DMX and you've got QSC gear and and they're looking at this and they're, oh, hey, play this. Oh, hey, play this. What do you mean you won't play it? And they almost treat you, I'm going to say maybe worse than they would say if the family had hired a DJ. So in some scenarios, depending on who it is in the family, I would maybe take my other guy in and say, hey, listen, I'm not going to do it, but I want to be there because it's my niece. I want to still be there. But how about I bring my guy? He's going to charge you 50% of what the rate is. I'll pitch in a little bit. We'll make it affordable. I might even sit in and do a set, but it might be in your best interest, depending on who it is, like John said. It might be better to not take the gig and maybe step back and bring somebody in you trust, bring somebody in because they might actually treat them better than they would you. Because sometimes, like I know some family stuff, you kind of feel a little bit taken advantage of. But you still want to be there for them and you still want to be a part of it. So I'd still supply the gear, I'd still bring the stuff, make sure there's good quality things there, everything sounds really good. And you try to step up and play the professional role and ensure all that. And then you can still step away from the table and go hang out with your mom and your brother. And, you can go make it a little bit more social than a little less work, So I'd be a little more into like, hey, what do you call one of your local guys and say, hey, are you booked that night? Do you want a gig at this? If you don't have it, I trust you. You're a great DJ. Like, maybe we could do this together.
Right. Well, I've had this happen to me on many occasions throughout the years. And it depends on my calendar because Saturdays is our inventory. Saturdays where you make bank because that's where the weddings are going to be. So, I try to look, can we do this on a Sunday? And I've been able to talk them into it. I go, look, this is what I do for a living. And they go, oh, okay. They understand. And I say, we'll do it on a Sunday, and then, Sunday afternoon, which is even better. But then I've had, it was just a friend and it was her daughter's graduation, high school graduation. And, the lady was my brother's, girlfriend. And I'm like, I don't know about that. He goes, he said, don't worry about it. He paid the full prices. What do you normally charge? And I told him, I said, well, it's only 3 hours. Because everybody's under 18, and I did the 3-hour party again and got that. But that was, from my brother. So I got lucky there. But other people, what I've done is, look, we all have used gear, that were, unless you've sold it. I mean, I have like 3 systems here and I'll take the number 3 system that might be over 10 years old. And I have a little device I can plug into the back of it to make it a Bluetooth speaker. So I'll say, here's what I can do for you. And I bring over a speaker stand, a 12-inch top. And here, you're the DJ. And they go, well, how do I do that? I said, whatever you want to play off of your phone, you guys can switch around. Here's, and I write down the code number, for us. Just look for us. So as soon as you hit Bluetooth and scan, this is what's going to come up. And then you can disconnect and somebody else can play a set and you be your own DJ. And that really helped because, I had a gig already, and I didn't want to let them down, but in this, same point, I didn't want to turn down $1,500 either,
Right.
So,
Well, that's right. Your point, Howie, is 100%. We make our money on Saturdays. And if they want it on that day, and it's like, you have to tell them, listen, this is how I earn my living. Like, I don't want to be a jerk about it, but I mean, what if you had to lose a week of work because I needed a favor from you?
Right.
Can I add on to what I was saying? Yeah.
Sure.
The other thing is, what people don't understand, we know this being in the industry, but from an outside point of view, people don't realize we as DJs miss a lot of things. We work on our own birthdays. We work on other people's birthdays. Sometimes we miss big family events because we have to work. We have to earn the money. We can't turn around to the electricity company and go, guys, can I pay you next month instead of this month? Because I had a family do, and I had to turn down all this money to do, to go to a birthday party for a family member. So I didn't earn any money this week, but I will do next week. So, give us the extra few days and I'll pay it. So, sometimes when it comes to doing a family gig, it's, you're not obliged, but it's payback. It's like, I did miss the last 3 birthdays because I had to work, but don't worry, this is your big one. It's on me.
Yeah. I DJ'd our anniversary 3 weeks ago. I had to do a wedding it was on a Friday, and it was my anniversary. And I'm like, honey, we're going out the day before.
Right.
What it is that you have to move our lives around. Alex, you're 100%. This is what we do.
I've found that with family anyway, they were more generous than, so-called friends. Friends were the ones that wanted it for free. And I'm like, well, it's not quite for free, because this is my inventory. Don't ask me a year ahead of time to hold Saturday for you when I could be making 1,500 plus. I explained that, this is my living, this is what I do. And then they get it, and it's like, oh, okay, if you're going to let us control it, great. Here you go. I'll give you a, an SM. Well, it's actually a knockoff of the SM 58.
Yeah, MS-85. Yeah, slightly same but different.
It's like the Pile version, only a little bit lower on the scale. A chord, and you can make announcements. You'll have the Bluetooth, and whoever wants to play, and they actually enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it, and it was kind of like I did my other gig and then stopped by and just picked up one speaker and one tripod and put it in the truck and came home, and it was like getting $100 tip, because I was already working. So, I was like, I could set you up for $100. You can have it all day, and it worked out for me anyway. So, anybody have any more thoughts on this or another topic you want to cover here?
I figured as much that we would all kind of be on the same page with that. Family first, if you can,
Well, it's because the integrity of the people that we surround ourselves with. I've heard some nasty stuff, and seen it on the, forums. But yeah, you're right, John. I mean, this particular crew here, it's like, it's a good group of people. I mean.
So when the cousin reaches out to you and says, "Hey, we're going to have my birthday party next summer on a Saturday," I said, "You mean Friday? Friday'd be a great day to have your party."
Yeah.
On a lighter note, the question you could be asking is, what does that person do for a living? Will I need their services?
Yes.
You're a member of law enforcement. This could be interesting.
Yes.
You're a lawyer. Oh, okay. You could come in handy.
Yeah, well, that's true, though. I mean, I think when I was talking off air to somebody about this, I was like, all right, they want this stuff for free. He's a contractor, and be like, hey, I need my house painted. I need you to buy the paint, and I need you to paint my house, but I don't have, any money. I can give you $50, and I mean, can you imagine, what it would be like? So
$50 painter, he'll show up on a rainy day.
Well,
yeah.
now you mentioned that, Howie. You could make an agreement, and have it drawn up to say that I'm going to supply X, Y, Z of services. In return, you do this for a living, and I will require the same amount. So if you want your house painted, the house is going to cost $5,000. I supplied you with $1,500. I want it for $3,500.
Oh, you sound like the Godfather now, saying,
"Someday can't refuse.
Need your services."
You're going to come to paint my house. Yeah.
Hang on, I can just hear the mandolin playing in the background.
I see the guy coming by painting half a house and then packing everything up and leaving. I'm like, "Why is my house half painted?"
Yeah, it's great.
I only painted $1,500 worth of your house.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for being here. And for the folks at home, as usual, if you have a topic you'd like covered when this goes to YouTube, leave it down in the comments below. We'll be happy to tackle it. And with that, we are going to say